If your goal is to lose weight, whether that is to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, even 50 pounds, no matter what that number is, it is absolutely crucial that you have a strong foundation with your diet. You've probably tried different diet approaches in the past, whether that is intermittent fasting, whether that is cutting out carbs, whether that is something as simple as just eating healthier. You probably lost a good amount of weight right from the jump. But a couple of weeks in, you might have noticed that that number on the scale has plateaued a little bit. And you found it really, really difficult to continue staying consistent when that number on the scale just doesn't reflect the efforts that you're putting in on a day-to-day basis. I promise you, it's not a discipline or willpower issue, but most likely it's not having a strong foundation with your nutrition that actually makes sense for your lifestyle. In this video, I'm gonna give you exclusive access to a coaching call that I did breaking everything that you need to know about nutrition when it comes to weight loss. What to eat, how much you need to eat for your specific goal, and most importantly, following a diet that actually makes sense for you long term. Look, I'm not in the game of teaching you how to lose weight really, really fast just to have you gain that weight back just as quickly. You've probably been down that route and you know it's not a fun time. Let's help you master your nutrition. This way, you lose the weight and keep it off for good. This way, you don't ever have to do another diet once again. Just a heads up, this is a little bit of a longer training, so if you need to, hey, break it up into multiple intervals. And most importantly, start implementing. Any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section below, or if you want quicker access to me, simply shoot me a message on Instagram at dan.chanfit. I got you. The ultimate step-by-step blueprint to shedding fat without restricting yourself from your favorite foods. I'm curious to know, before we even get started, what diet approaches have you guys tried in the past or currently following? Drop it in the comments below. Drop it in the chat below. What diets have you guys tried in the past or currently doing at the very moment? Whether that is fasting, maybe that's keto, maybe that is meal prepping, right? Maybe you've tried tracking your calories before. Curious to know, what have you guys tried so far? And what have you guys been doing? This way I have a little bit of a better understanding of where you guys are currently at. Let me see. Christian says fasting, meal prep. Mauricio says fasting as well. What about you guys, Xavier and Jose? What have you guys tried so far? Xavier says fasting as well. Jose says meal preps. Damn, sounds like a lot of you guys have tried fasting before. So for most people, the hardest part of losing body fats is staying consistent with the diet aspect. How many of you guys feel that way as well? Simply drop like a yes in the chat below if you feel that way as well. The hardest part of losing body fat is staying consistent with the diet. If you guys feel that way, simply drop a yes in the chat. Mauricio says yes. Christian says yes. What about you guys, Jose and Xavier? Definitely. For sure. For sure. You see, it's easy when you're feeling motivated, right? Maybe when you're just starting out. It's like, yo, it's time to lock in. It's time to lose this weight. First few weeks, it's super motivating and you feel super motivated. It's super easy when you're seeing rapid progress, right? That first week, you lose your first 2 to 5 pounds, 2 to 5 pounds, and it's like, oh shoot, it's working. Like, oh, this work I've been putting in, it's paying off big time. And it's easy when, hey, you're able to control all the variables. When, hey, You have nothing going on, right? You don't have any celebrations, you don't have any travels. It's time to lock in, and you don't have anything planned around your schedules. But it's damn near impossible to eat clean and not eat greasy foods, especially with the weather getting nicer, right? And with all the different outings during the summertime. Barbecues, parties, celebrations, birthdays, you name it. It's like you try to get every reason and excuse to go outside, to have fun, to have a blast. And I don't blame you guys. Like summer is that time of the year, especially if you live in your city like me. Like we don't get the nicest weather all year round. Wintertime, fall time, it's too cold out here to be outside. But once spring, summer hits, yo, it's the time to be outside. Full transparency, yo, this was a struggle of mine for years. On the left, this was me when I first started my fitness journey. I wasn't like super overweight or anything, but I was definitely on the skinny fat side of things, right? Like I worked out, I had a little bit of muscle definition, but I had all of my fat around my stomach area. Middle is just a few years ago, right before COVID. Again, working out 5, 6, 7 days a week. The gym was never my issue, but when it came to losing the fat, the diet was always my biggest issue. And then picture on the right, this was back in around 2021, I believe, before I finally like was able to lose the fat and keep things off. It felt like I would put in months of efforts. Just like you guys, I would do fasting. I would literally not eat breakfast, have a very small lunch, and then just end up being so hungry I'll eat up my entire fridge later at night. I would cut out the carbs, just eat protein, eat veggies, doing quote unquote all of the right things, but I never had the results to show. And that was simply because, hey, I couldn't actually stay consistent long term. I would see some progress, I would lose some weight, but then long term, I was never able to keep it off and see real results. Now, fast forward to today. This is my reality. Picture on the left. If you guys follow me on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, you name it, you guys see my stories and you guys know that I be eating good. Picture on the left, this was me back in Dallas about what, a month, 2 months ago. Yo, Dallas, yo, Texans with the barbecue. I know Xavier be chefing it up on the grill, but yo's barbecue be hitting different. Picture in the middle, this was me not too long ago. Same thing for the picture on the right here. Yo, this is my reality. And if you guys follow me on socials, like you guys see that hey, I'm able to eat the foods that I love, be in the best shape of my life. And I share this with you guys because you guys can be in the same exact situation as well. And that's the goal with tonight's training, right? Teach you guys how to set up your diets, everything you need to know in terms of your nutrition, what to eat, how much to eat. This way, hey, y'all are able to lose the weight, get in the best shape of your life, feel comfortable in your own skin, and live your best life. That's what we're here to do. The same principles has been working wonders for all of our clients at Transcend the Phenoms. To get lean, stay lean year round. That's what we're here to do. We're not in the business of helping you lose weight. And then once you lose the weight, we tell you best of luck and you just gain all your weight back. We're here to teach you how to lose the weight, keep it off for good. This way, hey, it's an actual permanent solution so that you don't have to do another diet for the rest of your life. Here's the thing. There are so many different diets out there, right? Keto, fasting, paleo. There's even something called the nicotine diet. Every single diet works as long as it follows one simple principle. It puts you in a calorie deficit. You guys probably have heard this word plenty of times before. But let's dive a little bit deeper into it. So what does that mean? So should you just not eat, right? Should you just starve yourself? Should you just skip meals? Absolutely not. As human beings, we all need food to function. The problem with most diets and why they don't work long term, the reason why they don't yield long term results. One,
It starts you off way too restrictive, right? Eating too little, eating only one meal per day, going long hours without eating. It just isn't realistic long term. And also, it causes your metabolism to crash. One thing to remember about your body and your metabolism is it adapts over time. If you only give yourself one meal a day, if you only give yourself small meals and small portions throughout the day, yes, you'll lose a lot of weight at first, but then once your body adapts to it, that is when you notice those plateaus. Second reason why most diets don't work long term. It's too drastic of a change. Cutting out carbs, cutting out sugars, cutting out food groups, it causes your cravings to skyrocket. And people tend to fall off their diets. You know, you're falling off your diets when, hey, you need that next cheat meal, right? You're waiting for that next cheat day or that the next time out where you can get a little bit of a break from your diet. But hey, if you're actually following a diet that actually works for you long term, you don't need to cheat on your diet. You don't need to look forward to having a cheat meal. Also, with diets like fasting, keto, and meal plans, what happens when you're thrown in an environment where you aren't able to control the variables? Let's say that you're at an event, right? Let's say that, hey, your schedule changes. Let's say you're traveling. When these variables changes and you don't have control over these things, all of a sudden you can't follow that diet. And the third reason why most diets don't work, your body was not built to run on calorie deficiency mode. This is why a lot of people burn out and they lose their motivation after a couple of weeks. Typically happens around 12 to 16 weeks of dieting. Typically, that is when most people fall off, right? Around 3 months, 4 months into their diets, it's like, yo, I've been grinding, I've been busting my ass. Yes, I saw some progress at the start, but why is it so difficult to continue moving forward? Why is it so difficult to continue staying consistent? Especially when the plateaus hit, it's like, yo, I'm putting in all this work, but why am I not seeing the fruits of my labor? It's not because you lack discipline. It's not because you guys lack willpower, which is why I preach the flexible dieting approach, which allows you to eat the foods that you guys love while seeing predictable progress, as long as you hit your daily calorie targets. So far in the challenge, the only thing that I gave you guys in terms of nutrition is just eat 3 meals throughout your day. Each meal, I wanted to include a protein, a carb, a veggie, and a fruit. Just to keep things really simple, just to help you build some consistency and some of a foundation. This way, you have a starting point. With tonight's training, I'm gonna show y'all exactly how much you guys need to eat per person, right, for your own goals, for you to actually go ahead and yield the results that you guys want to achieve. With the flexible dieting approach, it also ensures that, hey, you're actually fueling your body properly, right? Which is the key to a successful fat loss journey. I want you guys to pretend like your weight loss journey is like a car going on a cross-country road trip. Let's say that you're trying to go from New York City to Los Angeles, literally across the country. Obviously, at the start, right? You're on the road, you're cruising, like you're chilling, like you're making a ton of progress. You're driving through a ton of states and everything. But obviously, the deeper that you go, you're eventually going to run out of gas. The same goes with your body. Yes, you're able to have a lot of motivation, a lot of energy right from the start, right? You're able to lose your first 5, 10, 15 pounds. But then once that plateau hits, and once your body starts running out of gas, typically that is when most people fall off. How much more consistent would you be if you didn't have to cut out your favorite foods and you didn't have to feel like you were starving all the time? Let me know in the chat below. How much more consistent would you guys be if you didn't have to cut out your favorite foods, your burgers, your barbecue, your pizzas, your ice cream? If y'all like y'all's beers and alcohol, right? How much more consistent would you guys be if you didn't have to cut out all that stuff? And how much more consistent would you be if you didn't have to feel like you were starving all day. You didn't have to go long hours without eating. Let me know in the chat below. It would be a natural day-to-day thing. I love it. Dude, I had a slice of pizza the other day and felt like complete garbage. I hear ya. I hear ya. Social eating gets me uh I can lock in. 100%. On tonight's on tonight's training, I want to teach you guys how to have these foods and not have to feel garbage, right? Not have to feel like garbage, not have to feel as though, hey, you're losing control and hey, you're undoing all of the progress that you guys are making. It all starts with establishing your official starting point, which is your maintenance calories. What is your maintenance calories? Every single person has a certain amount of calories that your body needs just to maintain your weight. Fun fact, you're burning calories just watching this training live right now. Everything that you do requires your body to burn calories. You walking to the fridge, you walking to the bathroom, you eating food, digesting food. Everything that you do requires you to burn calories. Everyone has a certain amount of calories that their body needs just to maintain their weight on a day-to-day basis. And it's all going to vary person to person. For me, my maintenance calories is at 3,000 calories. For Xavier, for Christian, for Jose, for Mauricio, it can be lower, it can be higher than mine. Everyone's is going to be different based off of your activity levels, how much muscle you have on your frame, right? Your past experience, where you're currently at with your diets, it's all going to depend. Inside of our program at Transcend the Phenoms, phase number one that we put every single one of our clients through is called a metabolic restoration. In simpler terms, let me just move this so y'all can actually see this. In simpler terms, basically, hey, hold on. Let me move this real quick. There we go. In simpler terms, hey, we're here to build a strong foundation right from the start. Rebuild your metabolism, right? Destroy all of those old bad eating habits, build new sustainable ones, and understand exactly what your body needs to become a fat burning machine. Treat this almost like building a house. Obviously, if you want, I'm sure if you guys were to build a house, y'all want it to stand tall, y'all want to last for a really, really long time. The same goes with your diets and your nutrition. If you don't have a strong foundation to start from, can't expect it to last for a really, really long time. Now, when it comes to finding your estimated maintenance, I want you guys to do some quick math. Mauricio, I know you're commuting home right now. I'm not sure if you're driving. I'm not sure if you're on like a train or a bus or something. But for each and every single one of you guys, I want you to go ahead and get your current body weight in pounds. And I want you to multiply it by one of these three numbers, 14, 15, or 16. 14 if you live a sedentary lifestyle, right? Let's say you work in an office job. Let's say that, hey, you don't really move too much throughout the day. Maybe you're sitting in front of a computer all day. I want you to multiply your body weight by 14. I want you to multiply your body weight by 15 if you're somewhat active. Let's say you gym a few times per week, right? You go out to run some errands. Hey, maybe you walk your dog once in a while. You're considered somewhat active. And then multiply your body weight by 16 if you live a really active lifestyle. Let's say that, hey, you're on your feet all day. Maybe you work retail, right? Maybe you work construction, and maybe you play sports outside of all of this. Then multiply your body weight by 16. With that number that you get, drop it in the chat below. This way I know that y'all got y'all estimated maintenance calories. Feel free to use your calculator on your phone. or something. Because I don't expect you to be, I don't expect you guys to be doing some crazy math right now. I can't even multiply that by 14, 15, 16, yo. Christian says 39.20. Mauricio, 26.25. Jose, 4,200. What about you, X? What was that? What was that number that you got? No worries, no worries. Do it when you're able to do the math. So that number that you guys got, that is going to be your estimated maintenance calories. I know it might seem pretty high, right? For some of you guys, you're like, holy shit, you want me to eat that many calories? Yes. Yes. Here's the thing, especially if you've been on a weight loss journey for some time, or if you struggle with your weight for a lot of your adult life, it's really easy to think that eating like 2,000 calories is normal, right? Or eating even lower than 2,000 calories would be something that you should be eating. But we're all grown adults here. Like we all live a life that requires a lot more energy than just 2,000 calories. Right? Teenagers out here are eating 2, 3, 4,000 calories normally, casually. And as grown adults, like our bodies requires calories. Now, what if you skip this step? What if you skip this step of establishing your true maintenance calories? One, you won't have a system to see more progress once you hit a plateau. Let's say that you're doing fasting, right? Or let's say you're just eating healthier, or let's say you're cutting out carbs. Yes, you're able to lose a good chunk of weight right from the start, but what happens when you hit a plateau? Which is going to happen? What? You're gonna not eat anymore, right? What? You're gonna fast for even more hours? What? You're gonna cut down your portion sizes? What? You're gonna eat even healthier? Which is why it's so important to actually quantify and have these numbers here so that, hey, there's an actual measurement so that we can continuously make progress. Which is why I personally don't preach just eat healthy. Just fast and eat one meal a day or two meals a day. Or hey, just cut out the carbs, just cut out the sugars, cut out the snacking. It's going to work right from the jump, but don't expect to be able to see continuous progress once you hit a plateau. Secondly, if you skip this step, it means that, hey, you're going to be stuck at a plateau for longer because you won't be able to know what adjustments you have to make to break through that plateau. And lastly, hey, you'll be left with a crashed and slower metabolism. Just like I mentioned earlier, the deeper you get into your journey, your metabolism adapts over time. If you're used to eating really low calories, some of you guys on this call, I know you guys are eating pretty low amount of foods, small portion sizes, and if you're not losing weight, it is very likely that your body has adapted to eating those low amount of calories. And to expect yourself to eat even less than that when you're hungry, right? When cravings are through the roof, is an unrealistic expectation for yourself. And eventually, you're going to find yourself overeating and finding yourself gaining way more weight than you want to. Or if you have the discipline, hey, you continue to push yourself just to stay exactly where you're currently at. Don't be that guy who speeds up and takes a shortcut just to have to stop at the next red light. I know you guys hate that guy. That one guy who speeds up just to have to stop at the next red light. Tonight's call isn't sexy. It isn't like, here's like the shortcut, here's this quick hack. No, I want to teach you guys the actual principles and how to actually have a strong foundation with your nutrition so that this way y'all are set up for life. It ain't just, hey, lose 5 to 10 pounds at the end of this month. It's, yo, we're losing these 5 to 10 pounds and we're keeping it off for good. And you know how to actually go about this for the rest of your life. Just like I was talking about earlier, with these calories being super high, right? Hey, if you guys can't hit your targets when your calories are this high, how do you expect to hit it when you're in starvation mode and your body is literally itching to eat? Just like that analogy, just like building a house, if you want to build a strong foundation, if you want it to last, hey, you better make sure you build that strong foundation. These calories, it might seem really, really high at first, but again, your body needs food to function. Food equals to energy. Excess food equals your body is going to store it as body fat. Now, with those calories that you got, next thing I want to talk about is macros. Curious to know, anyone on this call heard of the word macros or know a thing or two about macros? If yes, say yes in the chat. If no, just put no in the chat. No stress, no worries. I'm not here to judge y'all. Regardless of if you have any experience with macros or not, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into it on this call today. Christian says yes. Xavier says no. What about you guys, Jose and Mauricio? Nope. No worries. No worries. So with your calories, right? Jose says no. Okay, so a lot of you guys says no. So with your calories, the estimated maintenance calories that you got, macronutrients are basically what makes up those calories, right? Your calories are made up of your proteins, carbs, and fats. 1 gram of protein equals to 4 calories. 1 gram of carb that you eat is also 4 calories, whereas 1 gram of fat equals to 9 calories, which is why greasier, oily foods makes you put on more body fat, right? Because it has way more calories than your proteins and carbs. And a lot of times they taste really good, which is really, really easy for you to overeat on. So with that in mind, if you're just starting out with tracking your calories, you've never tracked your calories before, don't worry about the carbs and the fats and everything. I want you guys to simply just focus on the protein gap. Ideally, I want you guys to get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. You might be asking, like, why so much protein? 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you weigh 200 pounds, let's get in 200 grams of protein. You weigh 250, let's get in 250. If you weigh 100 something, let's get in 100 something. And then get your rest of your calories from your carbs and your fats. Now, Coach Dan, why so much protein? Well, a couple of things. Number one, protein is the macronutrients that takes the longest for your body to digest. AKA, you're gonna feel fuller for a longer period of time. The best analogy I love for this is, I don't know about you guys, but if I were to go to IHOP and eat a stack of pancakes, yo, I'm hungry again in like 30 minutes. Or if you give me noodles, which I love, being the Asian I am, sure, I'm full, but then 30, 45 minutes later, I'm hungry again. But if I were to go to K barbecue, yo, I'm full for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. A lot of the times I'm not even hungry for the rest of the day anymore. Why? Because protein takes longer for your body to digest. Also, protein is what helps you rebuild your muscles. Obviously, you guys are training inside of the challenge here. You guys have a workout program, whether that is at home or at the gym. Protein helps you rebuild your muscles, and the more muscle you have on your frame, the faster your metabolism is going to be. Which is why my maintenance calories for someone that only weighs 180 something pounds is 3,000, because I have a lot of muscle on my frame, which allows me to have to eat that much food, or else I'm gonna lose weight. Like, real talk, if I don't eat my 3,000 calories, I'm gonna lose weight. Every single time I travel, which is really difficult for me to get 3,000 calories in, I end up losing weight. So my homework for you guys, coming off of this journey, because I'm a huge believer in implementing right away. All of this information, I don't want it to just go in one ear, go out the other ear, right? With all of the information thrown around on social media nowadays, information is not the issue. You guys have all the access to all of the information. Technically, you can find all this information on Google for free, on ChatGPT for free. ChatGPT can write you a meal plan, a workout program, all of that. But unless you actually implement it into your own routine, unless you actually implement it into your schedule and your lifestyle, then it's all for nothing. My homework for you guys for this next week here, if you want to, you can start this today. If you want to start this upcoming Monday, totally cool. I want you guys to go eat at your estimated maintenance calories. That number that you got, body weight times 14, 15, or 16, the number that you got, I want you to eat your maintenance calories. Also, if you want to take it another level, right, hit your protein goal daily as well. If you don't want to, if you feel as though that's a lot, hey, start with eating your maintenance calories daily. And also, if you guys aren't already, track your morning body weight. What this is going to do by the end of next week is you will know how your body is responding to the amount of calories that you're eating. Obviously, your estimated maintenance is just an estimate, right? It isn't like absolutely like accurate to the T. But by tracking your data, tracking your morning body weight, and seeing how your body responds to your estimated maintenance, you will know if that's your true estimated maintenance. For some of you guys, I want to be surprised if you end up losing weight. For some of you guys, you might even gain some weight. Regardless, if you don't go through this process, you will never know what your true maintenance calories is. Whatever diet that you follow, fasting, keto, eating healthy, no matter what it is, unless you actually have this starting point, you're always going to continue playing this game of throwing spaghetti at the wall and wondering why it's not sticking. If you want to be successful in your fitness journey, especially if you want to lose a ton of weight, it all starts with having a starting point. So next week, or even if you're really serious about this, start this today. Start this tomorrow if you want. Go ahead and eat your estimated maintenance daily, and also your protein goal daily. Track your morning body weight, and then at the end of next week, you will have clarity on exactly where your maintenance is. From there, it's really simple, right? Hey, since y'all want to lose weight, all you got to do is eat under that. Eat 500 calories under that, and you'll be able to lose literally a pound every single week. In terms of how do you track your calories, personally, I use MyFitnessPal. I know some of you guys use different apps. That's totally cool as well. There are a bunch of different apps out there. If you don't currently track your calories, you don't have any experience with it, simply download MyFitnessPal, which is my preferred and preference in terms of tracking. Treat tracking your calories just like you would with tracking your finances. I know that a lot of you guys, this is like your first time actually tracking like the numbers in terms of your calories. As human beings, we weren't born to have to track the things that we eat, right? We're eating for survival because we're hungry, because we need to eat. But hey, if you're serious about your weight loss goals, just like your finances, you can say that you're saving money or you're budgeting, right? But until you actually know how much money is coming in or how much money is going out, you're never, ever going to be able to hit your specific targets. No one wants to do it. But those who take the extra 5 to 10 minutes to do it are the ones who see guaranteed results. I'm all in this game of seeing guaranteed results, seeing predictable results, rather than just playing this guessing game. Oh, hopefully I'm budgeting. Hopefully I'm saving money. No, we set a goal. We're going to make it happen. And we're going to make sure that we track our data to ensure it happens. Does this mean that, hey, you can eat McDonald's all day and still see results? Technically, yes. But most likely, you're going to feel like shit if you were to just eat all of your calories from McDonald's, which is why with the flexible dieting approach, I want you guys to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of your calories coming from whole foods, not necessarily foods from the store whole foods, but whole foods as in the foods that are made up of just one ingredient, aka the foods that your great grandparents were eating. Your potatoes, your rice, your chicken, your beef, your salmon, your fish, foods that are made up of just one ingredient. And then, hey, the rest of the 20%, fit in some foods that you like. Mauricio, if you want to have that pizza, hey, fit that pizza in guilt free as long as it hits your calorie target, right? Xavier, if you want to fit in some brisket, you want to fit in some chicken thighs, you want to fit in some skirt steak, yo, add it into my fitness pal. Add it into your daily calories, right? So that, hey, you're able to enjoy the foods that you love without having to worry that, hey, this is going to ruin my progress. Yo, Christian, if you want to eat out, totally cool. You want to eat out with your kids, take them out to eat, totally cool. Don't have to feel guilty over it, right? You don't have to feel like you're losing control in terms of uh, your progress, as long as you know your numbers and you're pre-planning ahead of time. You're strategically pre-planning ahead of time. This is how I'm able to eat the foods that I love. My pizzas, my burgers, my ice creams, my barbecue, my noodles, you name it, and still be able to stay lean all year round. Also, I'm curious to know if I did a mini training on how to track your calories when you're eating out, maybe it's cultural foods that you aren't sure how to track. Maybe it's like mom's cooking. Maybe it's like a mom and pop shop. Would it be helpful for you guys if I did a mini training on how to track your calories? Would it be helpful for you guys? Let me know in the chat below. Christian Mauricio says yes. I gotcha. I gotcha. I'll send it to you guys. I'll actually drop it in the Facebook group chats after this training. So that this way, hey, y'all know exactly how to go about tracking these calories. Jose says yes, I got you. Jose, I'm pretty sure you got it already. I think I sent it to you the other day. Xavier says yes, I got you. I got you. That's it. That's all I got for you guys tonight. I know I threw a ton at you guys. I know I threw a ton at you guys. Kirshino, any questions? Any questions? Maybe it's something that I mentioned and you're not too sure about. Maybe you need some more clarity around, or maybe with tonight's training, it brought other ideas, other questions that you guys have. The floor is yours. Any question regarding nutrition, dieting, calories, macros, even if it's non-nutrition or diet related, let me know. I got the next about 20 minutes to answer y'all's questions. Let me know. The floor is yours. Y'all can simply unmute yourself if you want to, or you can just drop it in the chat if you guys want to as well. And with questions, yo, there's no such thing as a stupid question. But we all started somewhere, and hey, maybe your question that you think might be stupid might even help someone else, right? Maybe someone else is thinking that as well. Any questions? I got you guys. Just drop them in the chat or simply unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did have one question. So I know
Mm,
you mentioned like eating at like your maintenance calories, and that would like potentially either, make you lose those 5 to 10 pounds or either gain some. You won't really know until, you kind of start maneuvering through those calories and like that maintenance calorie goal. And that's when you would potentially like adjust that, or how would that work?
Yeah, great question. So for the next week, I want you guys to eat your estimated maintenance. And the key is to eat the same amount of calories every single day, right? This way you have a constant in terms of how much you're inputting into your system. And by tracking your body weight every single day, you will know how your body's responding to it. If it's way too many calories, you're going to gain some, right? If that's your deficit calories, you're going to end up losing weight. But if that's your true maintenance, your body weight should pretty much be stable throughout the week. But based off of that data, uh, after the challenge, that's when you guys can make the adjustments, right? If that is your maintenance, hey, simply just drop your calories and you should be able to start losing weight. If that's your true deficit, right? You might not even have to drop anything. Like ideally, in terms of your diets, you guys don't want to drop your calories. Like the goal is to keep your calories as high as possible and still see results. This way, you don't end up crashing your metabolism, right? Having to starve yourself and end up being at like 1,200 calories and still not seeing any progress. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, for sure. No, that definitely did answer my question because like I was just curious because like
No.
um I know like my maintenance calories were like 26 something, so I'm just curious if like because I do want to like lose a little bit of like maybe like 5 to 10 pounds, if I should just eat like maybe at like a slight deficit like 24, 23, something like that.
Yeah. So two things. One, I know you mentioned you've been like tracking your calories and everything, and you've been doing the fasting, but you haven't been weighing yourself, right? So next week, I do recommend that you eat at 26 and weigh yourself daily so that, hey, you know where your body's standing is. And also, secondly, technically, since you guys have these daily non-negotiables of the workouts, the steps, right, the gallon of water, technically, you guys should be in a little bit of a deficit, technically, because the average Joe burns around 500 calories per 10,000 steps that they take. Plus, you guys are burning calories from the workouts. Plus, if you're not used to drinking that much water on a day to day, you're gonna flush out a good amount of weight, a good amount of water weight right from the start. Uh, so I do not expect you guys to be gaining weight with your estimated maintenance. If you guys are following all of your daily non-negotiables on a day-to-day. So yeah, don't drop your calories yet. I do recommend you stay at 26, track your body weight, and then we'll know the next steps that you got to take in terms of your adjustments. And dude, if you see it spiking like crazy, hit me up, let me know, and uh, we can make those adjustments for you, bro. Xavier says, how do you do the calculation for estimated maintenance? Again, sorry, missed that. All good. So simply multiply your body weight in pounds by 14, 15, or 16, right? Let me just go back in terms of the slides. Right here. So 14, if you're living a pretty sedentary lifestyle, right? Let's say you work in office job. 15, somewhat active. Let's say that you work out a little bit, run some errands, walk the dog a little bit. And then 16, if you're super active. Let's say you work an active job or you're on your feet all day, you're working retail or you play sports, then multiply your body weight by 16. Any other questions? Christian, Jose,
Yeah,
Xavier?
Daniel, I had a question. I know, I mean, you listen to stuff and as far as like working out, they always say to, oh, eat like 30 minutes before you work out or,
Hmm.
you know, eat 30 minutes after you work out to get those gains or whatnot. Is that true or, does it really matter?
It really depends. Are you asking in terms of weight loss itself?
More for gains. I mean for more for gains, I would
Oh,
say.
okay. So in terms of gains, like building muscle, right?
Yes, sir.
I got you. So it does matter if you want to build if you want to make some gains. So for pre-workouts, this goes with everyone on this call, whether your goal is to build muscle, lose fats, you name it. If you're doing some sort of workout and your performance at the gym matters, which it should matter, because you want to make progress over time. This is going to really depend on your schedule and how much time you have before your workouts. If let's say that you work out after work, right? And you don't really have too much time to eat before that, then hey, for your pre-workout meal, maybe like 2, 3 hours out, have like a bigger meal with protein, carbs, and fats in it. This way, it'll give you energy for your workouts, right? Let's say that, hey, you do have some time. Let's say that, hey, you're working out first thing in the morning, right? And you don't necessarily want to eat like an entire meal 2 hours out before your workouts. Hey, this is when you should eat something that is a little bit more carby, right? Something like cereal, maybe something like fruits, maybe like a banana. This can be like a Rice Krispie treat. Have that 30 to 45 minutes before your workouts. And what that's going to do is going to give you quick energy, right? Because it's a lot of it's coming from sugars and glucose. So it's giving you that quick energy for your workouts. So pre-workout, it definitely matters because that's what's going to give you fuel for your workout. Ideally, I don't want you guys working out fasted. Like it's cool, but obviously you'll be able to push way more and have a better workouts if you have fuel in your system. And post-workout wise, you do not need to eat 30 minutes right after, right? Like you're not going to lose your gains. You're that process takes up to like I believe like even like 6 hours until it really matters. But after your workouts, within at least 6 hours, if you get your protein, your carbs, you get a good meal in, you should be good to go. In terms of timing wise, that's really just going to matter in terms of your pre-workout. But post-workout, as long as you're not just going to bed right after and not eating, then you're good to go. Let me know if that answers your question, or if you have questions regarding that as well.
Yeah, so you do suggest like eating after working out and stuff to maximize your gains, I guess you could say, instead of not eating at all, right?
Yo. So to maximize your gains post-workout, ideally you want to get a lot of your stuff from proteins and carbs. Proteins and carbs. This way you can immediately feed your muscles. Fats, they take a little bit longer for your body to digest, which is going to kind of slow down the digestive process. So ideally, post-workout, get yourself some protein, get yourself some carbs, and it will immediately kickstart that recovery process. Like something I used to do back when I was doing my bodybuilding show, post-workout, I would literally eat cereal and I'll mix like a protein shake as the milk. So it's like quick protein, quick carbs right into the muscles immediately. Um, if you're talking like optimal gains, like ideally get some protein, get some carbs in.
For sure. Thanks, Daniel.
I
One
got
last question. One last question is, so what's the best time to work out? Would you say morning or afternoon?
Again, this is gonna depend on your schedule. What makes sense for you, bro? Like, it doesn't really matter, to be honest.
Got it.
Go based off your schedule. And if you have the luxury to pick when you work out throughout the day, go when you have the most energy. You don't need to be like that. You don't have to be like David Goggins being up at like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning if that's not you, right? Uh, go when it makes sense for your schedule when you feel the most energy. For me, I have the luxury to pick my schedule. I feel the best working out at like 11 to 12 uh, in the late mornings. That's when I feel the most energy. That's when I have a meal in. That's when I have some caffeine in me. But if you were to tell me to work out at 5 in the morning or like 5 p.m. at night, then that ain't for me.
All right, got it, man. Thanks.
I got you. Any other questions? I'm here for y'all. This can be diet related, workout related, anything goes. Jose, you have any questions? I believe Christian, Mauricio, and Xavier asked.
No, I have no questions. Everything is clear. Thank you.
I got you. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, before we go, are you guys clear in terms of what you guys need to do in terms of your homework for your nutrition protocol? Drop me like a yes in the chat below. This way I know, hey, y'all know exactly what y'all need to do. Because if you're still not clear, or maybe something's a little bit confusing, this is your time to ask. I'm here for y'all. And literally, again, my intention is to literally give y'all everything that y'all need step by step, all of the resources you guys need. So that, hey, not only are you losing these 5 to 10 pounds by the end of this month, but yo, you're set up for success after this challenge as well. Christian says yes. I love it. Xavier says yes. Well, awesome. Eat at maintenance calories. Weigh yourselves to keep track. 100%. I love it. And also, I'll send you guys the training I did on how to track your calories with foods that don't have nutrition labels, right? Foods that are like cultural foods. Maybe it's mom's cooking, and you're like, yo, mom, what the hell you put in there? I got you. I'm gonna put it in the chat for you guys right after this. And if you guys need the replay for this, I'm also gonna post this up so that, hey, if you need access to it, you can rewatch this. Maybe you missed a certain part of this call. I got you guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I hope that this was helpful. And start tracking your data. Start tracking your data. And let's no longer play this guessing game in terms of your weight loss journey. Only predictable, only guaranteed results from here. Have the best night ever. Hope you guys enjoyed this training, and let's chat soon, y'all.